We're here on the set today. It's a beautiful Friday. Not really that beautiful, but no, we're in. Oh, no, we're not. We're not locked in just yet. 1 second. We're getting there. Now we're locked in. Locked in. We're here. Welcome back. We're on set, aka the corner of my apartment. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Casey. Always start the podcast different, but welcome back to the podcast. Nonetheless, beautiful Friday today. Gonna have episodes coming out a little sooner than usual because I'm starting to get in the swing of things of being able to record easier here and kind of get ideas, episodes out quicker. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, your boy might be coming back with some more frequent episodes, but without further ado, welcome back to the podcast. Late checkout. Cue the claps. Didn't know how to edit that in. I do think after some time, because when I first started my podcast journey, like 2 years ago, I went on a super duper rabbit hole of like making sure I learned how to edit audio and Premiere Pro good enough to be able to just get a podcast out. But like that took a long time, and I'm not well versed in the editing world for as long as I've worked in this industry. And that took a while for me to even be able to just do this stuff. But here we are, and now I need to learn the next step of like cool edits, because I don't have enough money just to like outsource it. I don't got money. Like this setup that you can't see behind the camera is I'm looking at my couch in my kitchen and some Amazon lighting. So I don't really have the bankroll to be able to, make it higher tier, but we're going to learn. We're going to learn. But without, further ado, welcome back. Appreciate it. Whoever wants to come back, like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever the people say, or don't. Who cares? I'm just sitting here talking. I just have a good time doing this. Do what you want. It's your world. But we're back. This is my first podcast, officially 26 years old. I am officially 26. Birthday was some days ago, and didn't feel any, like, age-wise any different. Just another day. The only thing that's different is I was kicked off my insurance, as one tends to be when they're 26 years old, which is bullshit. I don't know. I talked about it. That was my checkout last episode. I'm not sure when that started. I get it. I'm not an island alone. Literally happens to everyone in the world when they're 26. But I'm not sure like when that started, why that was allowed. Like, it should be like not car insurance, because you have to pay for that yourself too. But you should just be able to stay on your parents, and like your parents are the ones to decide. Because if I'm being completely honest, God bless my mother's soul, if you didn't legally get kicked off your parents' insurance at 26, I'd probably be on my parents' insurance until I was 60. If I'm being completely honest, like my mom would not kick me off. Love you. But I was kicked off. So it's been a fun day this is some bullshit, let me tell you. That, again, I'm sure so many people have gone through this experience as well. But, you type, you go online, let me find what's the best health insurance? Where should I go? Where's universal, PPO, whatever. So you obviously go and do that. Of course, why would they make it easy and give you the quote right then and there, or like tell you their rates? Why would they do that? Why would they make it easy on the customer? Makes no sense. So I go and do that, and obviously they're like, we'll add your phone number and your email so that we can contact you about a quote, yada yada. Just give it on the website, bro. Come on. But in the last 5 or 6 days since I did that, I shit you not, at least 300. Like there was a point where I was just like, I might have to change my phone number. Just spam call after spam call after spam. It's still going on. It's definitely, the first 3 days was like, when I say constant, I mean every hour was getting like 10 spam calls. It's gone down to like 2 every hour, which is still fucking excessive, but it's gone down a little bit. So hoping I could just weed it out. And thank God I can get on my company's insurance early because I was kicked off mine. So the only reason I was going to get my own is because I was going to have to wait 6 months to like open enrollment, whatever. But then I saw the clause that was like, well, if you got kicked off yours for like a reason you can't control, which I didn't choose to be 26. Shit kind of just happened as days goes on. I turned to be 26. So then they're like, yeah, we'll get you in June 1st. So I was like, cha-ching. So officially 26, adulting in the adult world. Hasn't felt any different. Had a good birthday. I mean, I'm not like, I hate when people say like, I hate my birthday. I'm not like that at all. I'm just someone that like, ask anybody who knows me. I'm so dog shit to get gifts for because, and this is going to sound so stupid whatever, but like I know what I want in the future when like success, like all this type of shit, and I can't attain that yet. And that's the same with gifts where like I want all these cool things. I can't get them, nor would I ever expect someone to buy it for me. So I'm just like, just give me a couple t-shirts and some socks, maybe something like that. That gets everybody furious, which I get. I very much get that. So with my birthday, I'm just like, if I don't, I'm someone, I'd love to throw an extravagant birthday party, have a ton of people there, have a cool theme, all this type of stuff. But it costs money and I just can't really like afford that right now. So I'm like, not that I'm not excited, but I'm just like, it's just another day. Like it's my birthday, like love it. And your birthday is obviously for you, but it's also for other people, like other people like enjoying other people's birthdays, which I do. I love it. Like Emma's birthday, I love going all out. My friends' birthdays, I love getting them shit. So it's like for other people kind of, but so it was really low key day. Just, did some work, vibed out. We went out to dinner and a movie. It's funny that, and I can joke about this because it wasn't anyone's fault. Like I literally was the one that picked these two things. The dinner sucked. And so did the movie. We went to Buca di Beppo, which I actually found out about Buca di Beppo from a Logan Paul vlog because Mike Malak he was like, I don't know, he said something funny and he was just like, he just named the restaurant Buca di Beppo. And then when I've gone to Universal, I've seen it. So I'm like, we should go there sometime. Did I expect it to be 5-star Michelin? No, didn't expect any of that. But I expected even like I don't know, Olive Garden style shit, something like that, at least taste wise. This shit was garbage. This was not good. The service was terrible. The food was not up to par. Like the chicken parm was okay. It was just not a good experience. And I was like, all right, 0 for 1, that's fine. We're at Universal right now. We have the rest of the night. We're gonna go see a cool movie. 0 for 2. It was Hurry Up Tomorrow with The Weeknd, Jenna Ortega, and Barry Keoghan. I didn't understand it. Like, I get it. It was The Weeknd talking about a personal experience, and Barry Keoghan is like, it's the two devils on his shoulder. Like, Barry Keoghan's the bad devil, Jenna Ortega's the good devil. But it was like, I just sat there. The first, 5 minutes of the movie, you're just watching a Weeknd music video. And then, literally, the plot of the movie is The Weeknd goes out to perform when he doesn't want to perform, loses his voice. Jenna Ortega's a fan, meets her. She kidnaps him and plays his music for him and kills Barry Keoghan. And then he's drastic. He's suddenly I was mean to my ex-girlfriend. I'm good now. End movie. Literally end the movie. That's what the movie plot. There's nothing more. It's nothing deeper than that. It's nothing. And I love The Weeknd's one of my favorite artists. Jenna Ortega's great. I've only seen Barry Keoghan in one thing. But those two are great, The Weeknd and Jenna Ortega. But this movie, I was just like, bro, what am I watching? Literally, what am I watching right now? I felt so bad where 10 minutes in, Emma turned to me. She's like, do you want to go? I was like, just give it 5 minutes, whatever. And then it turned out, I was just like, after 10 minutes, I'm like, maybe I see a whatnot. And then 30 minutes went by and I was just like, can we go? This sucks. And then at that point, Emma was like, dude, no, I gave you the chance 5 minutes ago. We're not going. I was like, fair. So we sat through the whole thing and it sucked. It was, I don't know. I don't get it. I didn't get it at all, at least with The Idol. And people hated The Idol. I didn't think it was Emmy award winning TV. I thought it was really entertaining though. LA dark, whatever. I actually was in the 1% that didn't mind The Idol. So I figured like, oh, cool, maybe this will be some like darker shit, kind of like it was. But it was just like, bro, like it literally was The Weeknd performs and loses his voice, meets Jenna Ortega's character. They have one night at a pier, and then they go to a hotel. She knocks him out and kidnaps him for an entire day. And then he's magically like, damn, I was mean to my ex-girlfriend. Like, I'm fixed. What was the point in making this movie? Like, I truthfully, I didn't get it. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh of a critic. Obviously, like, you know, I'm never a hater. Where someone like The Weeknd, right? Like, I'm never a hater. You want to go be an actor? Go do it. Like, you have to start somewhere. Like, it's not like the first project you do is going to be blockbuster amazing. Like, maybe for some people, but that's not always the fact. You got to start somewhere. But it wasn't just like his acting was bad. It was just like, what am I watching movie-wise? So, long-winded answer. 0 for 2 on birthdays. And that's okay. Or, yeah, 0 for 2 on birthdays. It's okay. It happens. At least we were 1 for 3 because the night before we went to Nobu. And, bro, call me Mr. Capitalist. Call me, like, LA. Bro, Nobu rocks. Like, I'm sorry, where I know a lot of people, and I probably used to be this way too. They're like, oh, you can just go to a normal finish. Shh. Restaurants like that, like a Nobu, like a Catch, like a Uchi, like, you're there and you feel that shit. You're just like, I should not be here. I'm not welcome here, but I'm going to enjoy it. And lo and behold, we enjoyed the fuck out of that Nobu. It was so every dish was so good. Waitress knew exactly what I was talking about, because we went there one other time and got something like beef dish, and I had no idea what it was. I was like, do you know what the beef? And she was like, yeah, the one with crispy onions. I was like, that's the one. She's like, yep, I got you. So Nobu the night before was awesome. So we were like 1 for 3 on birthdays, and then got some nice stuff, got some clothes, so the funniest thing, and this is going to be a little TMI, but I have like somewhat undiagnosed tinnitus and just other stuff, and my mom constantly would be sending me stuff for it, like eardrops and this and that, whatever. And she's always just sending me random like shit she finds that, you know, she thinks will work, and I love that for her, and I love that for me. So a couple of my birthday presents this year was literally medicine for my tinnitus, which I thought was funny. And then she got me clothes, and then on top of that, I haven't like fully been like, oh, this works completely, but she also got me a water pick, because I was talking to her about it the other day. I'm like, I keep seeing people using these water picks. Like, what added benefit is this compared to just flossing like, what does it do? And she's like, no, I love it. She's like, I love it. You got to get a water pick. It's the next big thing. And if there's something I know about my mother, she knows what the next big thing is. Not really. I love you. And I got the water pick, and I've been starting to use it, and I feel it. I get the gist. I get the marketing. It's cool. You use it in the shower. You vibe out. Again, I can't sit here and be like, no, it's totally worked, because I've been using it for 2-3 days, something like that. But I like it. It's a cool feeling. So I'll keep the podcast updated with my water pick journey, but that was really it. And then business as usual. We're 26 now, ready to conquer a new year. Let's fucking go. Let's have a year. That's what I messaged everybody back. I was like, let's have a year. That's the plan. It's gonna be a fun year, and I want to have fun people on this podcast and shit. So that's the plan. But birthday was good. On to the next. Let's go. But starting off with, I guess, what's recent, what's about to start here in 20 minutes or so, NBA playoffs, baby. I don't think there's been a NBA playoffs this entertaining since probably before the bubble, before COVID. Like, I don't think there was. I think this is the most funny enough without the marquee teams. There's no Lakers. I guess one marquee team, but there's no Lakers. There's no Golden State. There's no like a Miami. There's no Suns with KD, Devin, but like there's none of that. And still, and I like to see the switch where, again, you usually have your marquee teams, your biggest market teams. And shy of the Knicks, and I guess Boston. Sorry about not shout out, but fuck Boston. But other than that, it's kind of like a smaller market. You got the Timberwolves, you got OKC, you got Denver, you got the Knicks. OKC, Minnesota, Knicks, Boston. Oh, and then you got the Pacers. And Tyrese Halliburton just balling out. He said, fuck all of you. Like, because earlier in the NBA season, which this is so, like, I want to know who came up with this. Like, who decided to make this a thing that earlier in the season, an article came out that an anonymous poll throughout NBA players rated Tyrese Halliburton the most overrated player. Who came up with this poll? Who voted on it? Like, that's some hating ass shit. That's like some high school hating ass shit. Like you literally passing around like Ask FM or like passing around like a note in class to be like, do you like this person? Yes or no? And then they just have to like literally see the results and be like, dude, what? Huh? Like, and they're all grown men. Like, grown men took time out of their day to vote on a poll of which one of their colleagues was the most overrated. And they chose the dude who's in the Eastern Conference Finals right now for the second year in a row. So I find that pretty funny. But Halliburton's balling. He's balling. And my message to the NBA, you got to let his dad back. You got to let, like, it's sports. You got to let his dad back. Because earlier in the first round against the Bucks, the Pacers eliminated the Bucks. Tyrese Halliburton's dad came on the court and was like taunting Giannis. It's his dad. Fuck else is he going to do? You know? He didn't harm anybody. He was on the court like, yeah, my son's advancing and you're not. Like, that's some fun shit. Like, if my dad did that, I'd be like, hell yeah. Like, go off. And, you know, his dad has had to miss the second round, which are like some, you know, iconic Halliburton play right now. And he's in the Eastern Conference Finals, possibly going to the finals. So, like, give him a break. Invite him back. But this has been such an entertaining NBA playoffs and, without a doubt, the most entertaining series to watch. Knicks, Celtics, two crazy Northeastern fan bases with both both teams, so much history, fans crazy. I have never seen, usually with the Lakers, obviously, you see crazy celebrity rows. You see the typical LA fans of the Jack Nicholsons. You see who else is like a known, you'll see Jack Black there from time to time. You might see a Will Ferrell, and then you see your other celebrities that pop out. But my God, did New York not come to play with, like, obviously Timothy Chalamet. Last game, aura was just, oh my God, aura was out of this room where you had Kylie Jenner, you had Timothy Chalamet, then you had Kendall Jenner, you had Cardi B and Stephon Diggs, couple seats down from that. You had Ben Stiller, of course. You had Spike Lee, of course. You had Bad Bunny, of course. Like, just the Garden is going crazy, and just it's a Knicks year is my hope. Because fuck Boston, but it's a Knicks year. They're playing fantastic. Obviously, Jason Tatum went down with a torn ACL. That's one thing you never root for. Don't get me wrong. I will always root for. I always rooted for Jason Tatum to do bad, perform bad, and just like same with how I'm gonna root for Jaylen Brown and everyone else to perform and do bad. Never root for injuries though. Can't co-sign that because that's fucked. But for them to perform bad, absolutely. But he went down, tore his ACL. That sucks for Boston fans, but clearly they use that as motivation. Won Game 5. We're on to Game 6. And it's been iconic. And I'm hoping that New York can continue it because it's Team of Destiny year. But if Timmy's going to be on the sideline the whole time, especially at the Garden, the real Garden, not the TD Garden, which there can't be that many gardens. Like, Madison Square is the Garden. Like, I don't know how you can have two gardens. I don't know who co-signed that. But regardless, if Timmy's on the floor at MSG, it should be a lock, especially now that Kylie Jenner's becoming a New York Knicks fan's wag. She is. And the aura is out of this room. Timothy Chalamet is, I'd probably say he's one of the cooler people in the world right now. Like, truthfully, I think Timothy Chalamet. I truthfully think Timothée Chalamet might be one of the cooler people in the world right now. Like, Dune franchise just came out with a sick movie portraying Bob Dylan that was up for so many awards and didn't win any. And fucking had to sit there and listen to Adrian Brody. In a relationship with Kylie Jenner. He's going to be the apprentice and take sole ownership of being the Knicks guy, like Spike Lee, sort of like how Lakers had Jack Nicholson. And he's just the coolest dude. Like, white boy summer. Like, first we had Chet Hanks. Now we have Timothée Chalamet. And he just seems like the coolest dude. He really seems like the coolest dude. And then I watched a interview with him. Not an interview, but I was listening to Part of My Take, and Hank, fucking honk, was at the Garden and obviously chose not to invite him on Part of My Take first because Hank doesn't really care about AWLs. Which sucks because I would have loved to see it. I know Max or Memes, Pug, Shane, Big Cat, and PFT obviously would have invited him on. All of those people would have, but Hank just tried to aura Max Timothée Chalamet, which is crazy. But seems like a cool dude, clearly tunes into that type of shit. So Timmy seems awesome. And we were talking about it the other day. I'm obviously a Travis Scott fan. I always wish they worked out, him and Kylie. And when Timmy and Kylie started going, I was like, damn, I don't know if I can support this right now. I fully support it. They are a dope couple. Her and her, dating a movie star, Oscar nominee arc is dope. Her being at those types of award shows and courtside at MSG, I'm here for it. And they seem really cool together. And yeah, I'm definitely I'm a supporter of that one. I will say, Timmy and Kylie got my full support. I know they might think, like, what is that random kid who lives in a one-bedroom in Los Angeles? Like, what is he? Do we have his support? I'm co-signing right now that you got my support. But no, I think they're cool. Shout out Timmy. Shout out Kylie. And I want to know what those, when something like that, right? Timmy went with, I'm calling him Timmy like I know him. Timothée Chalamet went with Kylie Jenner and Kendall Jenner to the Knicks. Those courtside seats that they all sit in are like 15 plus grand a piece. So like, are they, I have to guess that MSG and same with Staple, all the, like, they have those reserved and like they'll just give them to you. And if not, like, who's like, because we're looking at like $50K on tickets. I know they're all rich, but still $50K. Is Timothy buying all those? Is Kylie being like, no, I came here in my jet. I got it. Is Kendall being like, hey, this is my first outing with you guys. I got, like, who's first to be like, I got it, But no, with all them on the sideline, I can't imagine, you got Kylie Jenner as a Knicks fan now. And she was a Lakers fan and a Rockets fan, but she's a Knicks fan now. So, we got the good juju, got the good vibes, etc. But love to see that. What else we got? Oh, speaking of big celebs and, what's just been going on, there have been so many reports and speculations because TMZ came out with a documentary on Hulu about Justin Bieber. I don't know, like, they didn't tease that. It just kind of came out. And low-key, it's some hate and shit. Like, it literally was just like, let's come out with a doc calling Justin broke. Like, that's truthfully what it seems like. It wasn't like some crazy backstory on Justin or this or that. They're like, let's come out with a documentary about how Justin Bieber is broke as fuck. Like, let's do that. And I'm like, damn, like, first off, pocket watching, pause. Second off, like, why you hate, like, you couldn't give him like a full documentary and then add that in, that this was just like a, let's talk about how broke Justin is right now, which he's not. But it's been this entire discourse online that I still don't know if I believe it, to be honest. And again, with celebrities to that stature, you'll never really know, like, the truth about much. But it basically said that throughout his career, from starting pop star to today, he made around like in between $500 million and $1 billion. Like, that's how much Justin made. And supposedly he blew through all of it. And after that, he signed it was AEG, I think, that put on his tour, the tour that he famously canceled halfway through because he was obviously just like suffering from a lot of shit. And I guess he owed AEG $24 million due to canceling the rest of his tour, to which Scooter Braun was like, I'll take that debt, Justin, just pay me back. To which I guess it was agreed upon. Justin was like, cool, only ever paid him once, never happened again. Shout out Justin, Swiftie. And then I guess it was kind of like, then Justin went back to him and was like, well, you've been taking more commissions than you owe, blah, blah, blah. And then Scooter did his own audit about like, oh, no, you owe me like $8 million. Justin was like, I'm going to do my audit. So we're at like Justin and Scooter are in an audit off right now. They are in a full-blown audit off. Like, oh, you're going to audit me? I'm going to audit you now. Like, bet. Watch that. So Justin's team is now auditing Scooter and those finances. And supposedly Justin's team finished the audit, won't release the audit, which I guess, like, I mean, you don't need to release it to the media. Like, who cares? But so no one knows what that means. But so then TMZ was just like, no, Justin's like broke. Stories about how like he had to take his pastor's credit card to go buy a round of golf. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. I'm just not. Like, I'm not buying that Justin Bieber was so broke that he had to use someone else's credit card to play a round of golf. I'm not buying that. Like, I have a feeling that how much collectibles, memorabilia, fucking clothes, houses, cars, whatever that this guy has, if he was in that much financial ruin, he would have sold some of that shit and at least like stayed afloat. And long-winded, I guess, how bad condition he was financially, which he would feel a lot better about himself if me and him just had a conversation. And he was like, what's your finances, Casey? And I went, well, here's my finances. He'd be like, okay, I'm not that bad. But supposedly that was the whole reason that he sold his masters, because a year or two, Justin sold his masters for every project, every song he's ever made for $200 million. And that did raise eyebrows. I'll give it to you. I was even just like, what? Like, usually people don't do that until they're like 50, 60. And usually for someone of that stature, even at his age, you're getting 500 to a bill. Like 200, like, okay. And this is where I also made a video where I got to take a pause. $200 million. And TMZ is still in their documentary making it like, yeah, he's so broke and then he sold his stuff for only $200 million. He's doing so bad. I think he's fine. I think he's okay. If the sale went through and he got paid $200 million, even foregoing the $20 million that he owes, like $180 million, I think he's okay. I know times have changed. I know things are more expensive in the world. I know inflation is rising, but we're talking about $180 million. Simple as that. Like, I mean, not to mention Hailey Bieber, his wife, is probably going to be a billionaire at some point soon when she sells Road. So I think they are going to be okay. I think they shouldn't, nor do I think they are stressing too much about it. Don't think it's the biggest deal in the world. But at this point, you got to have sympathy for that guy. You have to. Like, no matter what your thoughts are, because, I mean, this kid got famous at 12. And he ain't seen a day off since, in terms of like articles, documentaries, this, that, etc. about him. That kid has not, and I'm saying he's a kid, he's older than me, has not seen a fucking day off since he started. It's crazy to me. Also, too, let me just say, this is another point I made. I'm not saying it's okay, but you see it in the movies. You see it in the stories. You know, you see your back then, you know, your Aerosmiths, your AC/DCs, your this, your that. If you're some of the biggest rock stars in the world, you live a certain lifestyle. Like, I want the biggest rock star in the world. If they destroy a hotel room from time to time, okay. They got to go to rehab, what? Okay. The biggest pop star since Michael Jackson, you blew through all your money on jets, houses, car, but okay. Cool. You're playing the part. You are playing the part of you're playing the part of the biggest pop star in the world since Michael Jackson. So I can't really like sit here and be like, oh, like, hold up, I just got a crazy text. Emma just texted me and said something. Oh, I forgot what that was. But what did I say? Oh, you got to play the part of the biggest pop star. You just have to, because like, who else is gonna do it? Like, I don't want my, the world's biggest pop star sitting here and just conserving their. God damn it. Rainn Wilson is going into my girlfriend's job next week. That's Dwight from The Office. That's horseshit. I'm telling her right now. Oh my God. Actually, so jealous. Because I am. Like, she knows how big of an Office fan I am. So I'm happy for her to live out my dream of being able to meet Dwight. I do think if I met him, I might come off bad because I would be too much fangirling over him because it's Dwight Schrute. Like, I would ask him how Moe's is. I'd ask him how the farm is. How are him and Angela? How are his animals? Like, that would be bad, truthfully. But back on road, and by road, I mean back on task, that, yeah, Justin blowing through all that money just doesn't, you're the biggest pop star in the world. Like, am I surprised that he didn't have someone on his team to be like, hey, like, put $1 million a year into this, like, good, whatever? Kinda, because, like, why would you not if you're making that much fucking money? But I'm not gonna, you are going to hear it here first, podcast. Casey will not be pocket watching Justin Bieber. That's not what's going to happen on this show. Pocket watching Justin Bieber is not going to be happening on this show. Justin, you do it. You do what you need to do. I got faith. Shout out Biebs. But yeah, like, TMZ, just get off his dick. Like, truthfully. Like, they've been on his dick for 15 years now. Like, give him a little rest. Like, I get it. TMZ kind of fucking sucks now, even though they're, like, everywhere all at once. But regardless, just get off his dick, Hold up. Let me send one text really quick. Oh, I actually really needed to do that. Okay. We're back. Sorry, had to deal with some work stuff. I know that's like the second or third episode in a row. I had to take a quick little pause to deal with some work stuff. But we're back. And again, let me say it one more time. Biebs, I'm not going to pocket watch you. I actually think you're pretty cool. Really cool. Actually, I don't know why. Why am I trying to play it cool? Justin Bieber seems so fucking cool. So, no, I'm not going to pocket watch you. You keep spending your money how you want to spend your money and treating Haley right. That's all that I asked for. But no, so I don't know why TMZ just decided, like, let's just fucking make a hate doc. That's literally what they were just like, let's just do that. But no, and other news with costly items, which is so badass. And I know I talked about it an episode or two ago with the time back 10 or so years ago when Kim Kardashian got robbed at gunpoint and tied up and everything in Paris. She went back to Paris this week to testify in her trial. Not only did she do that, she did it wearing a $1.5 million necklace. Mic drop. That's as badass as it gets. Like, oh, you robbed me of jewelry? You did all of this super fucked up shit to steal my jewelry? Bet. Like, you mess with Kim Kardashian then, you're messing with the fucking Kim Kardashian now. Like, you're messing, like, same person, but you're messing with Skims Kim Kardashian now. That shit's not gonna. You're messing with billionaire Kim Kardashian now. That shit's not gonna fly. So she wore that to the trial, badass as it can get, statement piece, and testified against them. And obviously, like, you know, she's probably put in between a rock and a hard place because a lot of her work is to get people out of jail and give people second chances and whatnot. And where she did say she forgives them, but she was like, you guys got to learn your life. Like, you literally, like, again, it was like a horror movie plot. Like, these people dressed up as, it was almost like the movie Taken mixed with like some other, these people dressed up as security guards to break into her hotel room and like, you know, she thought she was going to die. She very well could have. Like, I'd be, you know, scared as fuck too. I would not want to go back to Paris. But for being honest, Kim's security now is probably like, you know, not retired, but like ex-CIA people, so, or Secret Service people. So I don't see this happening again in the future to Kim Kardashian or anyone in the family, but just Kim in general, because she's obviously here, there, and everywhere. So I thought that was so badass. She's like, yeah, let me just pop this on real quick, because the fuck. So shout out Kim with that. And something that I also need to do is that I remember last episode I talked about how I finally started the Twilight series. I'm on, is it New Moon, the one with 2 parts? I forget the title of the movie, but I'm on that one. Great movie, okay, great series still. I see the hype. I see people picking sides. I don't really know whose side to take. I'm just like team not Becca. Like, she's trying to date both of these guys while being a dick to her dad. So I don't really know like what to do with, like, because Edward is just annoying, mysterious. Jacob is annoying, angry. So I'm like, what one do I want to take? Like, who's more annoying? So I don't really have a team other than like not Becca. But anywho, with that, I need to start. I think maybe I'll start it tonight. It's a Friday night, movie night. But I need to start the Mission Impossible series because I just can't deny anymore that I'm not saying like, you know, I think Tom Cruise is the greatest movie star of all time. And what I mean by that is I mean like everything that embodies a movie star. Like, from the doing his own stunts to making this shit perfect to really caring about the theaters to like, I think Tom Cruise is the greatest movie star of all time. Like, seeing the shit that he did for this most recent Mission Impossible and like stuff he's done for Mission Impossible in the past, stuff he's done for Top Gun, all this type of stuff, I'm like, no one's coming close to you. And watching all the previews and just like the promos for Mission Impossible, the newest one coming out, I'm like, I gotta go see this movie. But clearly there's like, I don't know, 4 others. I don't know if this is 5, however many there are out right now, but I clearly need to go watch the rest of them because it clearly seems like an awesome movie franchise, and this dude's literally like hopping out of planes to make sure they get done and like holding on to planes as they fly through the air to make sure they get done. So least I could do is watch and go buy a ticket. So, but Tom Cruise is just, aside from his, post-work life, which, if I'm being honest, dude, like, I haven't read that much into Scientology. Like, I know Scientology is some weird shit, but I don't know. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I know when I drive down Hollywood Boulevard what I'm looking at, but I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is. But I know what he does on screen is fucking awesome. So shout out Tom Cruise. I need to go watch Mission Impossible. And I don't know if I talked about it last episode, but I will at least briefly touch on it now. That shout out that we had an America up, bro. We got a Pope. The Pope, for the first time ever, is American. And if that isn't the coolest fucking thing, I don't know what to tell you, dog. I do not know what to tell. We have a Pope from Chicago. And I had to sit there and scroll through TikTok and look at King Von edits of the Pope with him, which weren't real, obviously, but people were just making edits of the Pope on 63rd or on O Block or whatever. And I'm just like, this is what America needed. The person who is quite literally leading the Catholic Church in edits on 63rd with King Von. It plays. And he's a White Sox fan. He went to Villanova. So he's a guy. He's a dude. And he's American. So shout out to Pope Leo. I'm hype. I hope he comes to America. I can't remember the last time a Pope came to America. I don't see why not. Like, why he wouldn't. Like, he's from here. So hopefully he will. Italy has dominated the game with popes over the last, like, however many years. So it's about time we got one. So I do find it funny, though, that before the Pope got picked, you could go in. I don't know if it was draft. I don't know what company was, like, doing it, but you could live bet who the next Pope was going to be because there was favorites. And just the world now is so funny where, like, you can gamble on the Pope. I mean, you can gamble on anything, but, like, you could quite literally place a $100 bet on who the Pope was going to be. And if that doesn't scream America, then I don't know what does. Like, imagine you sitting there with a Coke, McDonald's, betting app in hand, betting on who the Pope's going to be. What's more American than that? Can't think of it. Sunday football, probably. Can't think of anything else more American than that. But we got to love that. Another big ups to me. Shout out, put myself on the hot seat. I'm getting into reading again. And by getting into reading again, I mean I purchased 2 books. Have not read them yet. I've only had them for a day and a half now. So there's still the chance to crack open into them. But I need to start getting into reading. I look at all my work colleagues and people that I'm with, and I'm just like, God damn, you people are smart. Now, I get it. I'm not saying I'm kind of dumb. I'm not going to lie. But I look at them and I'm just like, you're so well-spoken. You're smart. You get this. And they all read books. And I'm sitting here watching TV nonstop and movies. And I'm like, okay, there's clearly a disconnect here. They're doing one thing. I'm doing another. I need to start being a book guy. Now, I'm not going to be someone who you're going to catch in their fucking bookstore once a week. That's not going to be me. But I need to start reading. So I picked a couple that apply to my job. And I was like, all right, maybe this will help. I'll feel like I'm learning about the work that I do. And it'd be fun to figure that out. So we're going to take it day by day. We're at 0 pages right now. You know what? This podcast will be, this podcast during whatever part of the conversation, I'm going to have a book counter, like right up here, to show where I'm at with my books. So right now I'm at 0 books read, 0 pages. Hopefully by next podcast, we will come back with a different number than that. But we're not yet, but we're going to get to reading. I promise. I want to be smarter. I need to be smarter. So we're going to do that. What was I going to say? Oh, and this actually plays into it of me just watching stuff too much. There's a big TikTok trend going on right now of boyfriends and girlfriends or partners. Just one of them is sitting in front of the TV and they're doing like a PowerPoint presentation. And they're like, it's a funny play on like your significant other not knowing famous people. And I felt so bad about myself because every video I've watched, I've known everybody. Whether it was an athlete, an influencer, an actor, actress, a singer, whatever, I just knew everybody. And I'm just like, God, I'm way too chronically online. Like, I kind of wish I wish to be that boyfriend where like if Emma's like, do you know who this person is? To just sit there and be like, no, I don't. I don't know who that is. And sadly, time after time again, when some level of fame, it doesn't have to be A-list, it could literally be influencer, is brought up, I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard of them, or I've seen them before. I'm not there yet. I sadly am just way too chronically online for that, and the trends are just continuously making me feel worse about myself because I just know everybody. So I got to kind of figure that shit out because it's brain rot. It is brain rot for me, and we got to figure that shit out. But I was having a conversation with Emma recently that if you could go back to any job you've ever had previously before, whatever you're doing now, and money wasn't an option, like money didn't matter, you could afford anything, or just things were cheap, whatever, what job would you love to have for the rest of your life? It could be the one you're currently in, or just like anything else, because I love what I do now. I love it. But if I could go back to being a pizza delivery driver at Mario's Pizza with the friend that I worked with, that was just a feeling like we worked at a small pizzeria with quite literally like 3 of my best friends delivering pizzas, and we did whatever the fuck we wanted. Anything. Like it was a small town pizzeria. We were the cooks, we were the cleaners, we were the delivery drivers. The only thing we didn't do was make the pizzas, and we were just vibing out constantly. It was the funnest job in the entire world. Like, we would literally deliver pizzas while being on an L ride. Like, some of us, like, one might go take a delivery and we might literally slip out the back and be like, we're just going to go with you. I just need to get out really quick. Like, you shouldn't be able to do that, but we did. And just didn't give a fuck. And I literally can't even dive into stories yet on this podcast about that job, because that'll be as time goes on and when I talk to other people on this podcast, because it will make me look so fucking bad of like the shit we did at that pizzeria. And I loved that's actually a goal of mine. If I can get pretty successful in the next like 5 to 10 years, I thoroughly will open up Mario's Pizza again. I've said that for years, that if I can get successful and have a good amount of money, I am reopening that pizzeria. All I want. It's got to have the same recipes, same everything, because the food was fucking banging. I would like it to be in the same location, but it can be wherever. And by wherever, I mean wherever in the town. Like, it has to be in my hometown, nowhere else. But I want to open it up so bad, or like reopen it so bad, because it was the best job I've ever had in my entire life. It was, you didn't have to use brain cells. You knew how to make whatever the food was. You drive to this address, you drop it off, call it a day. And you're working with your best friends fooling around. So I promise there'll be more videos of that, or more fun stories of that to come. But for the time being, that would be the job I would pick if money wasn't a thing. I would work that job for the rest of my life. What else? Oh, speaking of like making a ton of money too, I need to see the world. I've been very lucky enough to travel a lot throughout my life. And I've been to at least the North, Central, South American, Caribbean vibe. I've been very grateful to go to Canada, go to Mexico, go to Central America, go to the Caribbean, etc., kind of like closer to the U.S. I need to travel the world, man. Like, my For You page and Explore page on Instagram is the way it is for a reason, and it's just like someone in Kyoto or the Dolomites, or in the country part of the UK, or sick places in Spain and Switzerland and Lake Como. And I just like I need that to be, and I'm manifesting it, but I need that to be life. And I don't mean every day I'm never home, but like I need to have, every time people are like, oh, I want to be rich I want to have the nicest clothes, the coolest car, jewelry, this, that, blah. Fuck all of that. For me, I want to be taken care of, healthcare, all this stuff taken care of, and travel the world. Go to the coolest places, because especially there's this TikToker. His username is just Mega, and he cracked the code. He's got like 20 million followers, like 1 billion likes, his video, whatever. But his videos are literally all like 10 seconds long. And all it is of him giving his reaction, like, and then the camera pans to video, and the camera pans to the coolest places in the world. Always. That's his content. And clearly the content pays for him to go to all these places. So I need to see the world, man. I really do. Like, Emma and I work a lot. So like, that's obviously a part of why, there's not too much vacation time, but I need to see the world. I want to see the coolest places in the world. I want to stay at awesome places. I want to get the experiences. And again, I've been lucky enough to travel, but I just want to do it more and on my own dime. So that's the goals coming up, is that I really need to, I need to make that shit happen. Cause I'm trying to go to 7-Eleven and eat that fucking like bagged pancake in Japan. I'm trying to go to have like the best fucking beer cheese in Germany. I don't even drink, and I'm trying to go crack open a Guinness in Ireland. I want to go have some awesome pizza on a rooftop in Lake Como. Like, I want to do this. Like, that's the goal, man. Like, I want to go to Turkey and see those cool ass hot air balloon wherever in Turkey that is. Like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I just need to make that shit happen. So that's my little manifest for the podcast that I need to do. But that or this, where I saw a funny TikTok that said the top 5 things I'm doing when I'm rich. This person's got it figured out. 1, letting the money change me. 2, switching up on my day ones. 3, forgetting where I came from. 4, ignoring my loved ones. And 5, maybe buy a Ferrari. So if I don't travel the world, then that'll be plan B. Those 5. So we have a good amount to work with. We just got to figure it out. So love that. And I guess too, that got me fired up for the fucking week was Elliot Grange's graduation speech. So Elliot Grange, husband to Sophia Richie, he owns 10K Project, the record label that made Ice Spice, 6ix9ine, Trippie Redd, etc., and son of Lucian Grange, who is the CEO of Universal Music. Very tapped in motherfucker. Obviously, I'm guessing he went to Northeastern, gave a graduation speech, and it fired me the fuck up, let me tell you. First off, I get it. He's successful in his own right. He needs to narrate books. He needs to narrate something. Like, Elliot Grange needs to quit playing. You need to go into audio narration, whether that's doing, voice acting work on your off time, like how Morgan Freeman did it for certain shit. You need to get into it. Your voice is just insane. It's a British accent, but it's like proper and it's ridiculous. But he was just like, as you graduate and you go out into the world, you're going to be told no 1,000 times. Fuck them. And like, that gave me goosebumps. I was like, yep. And he goes, pivot again, keep going, double down, pivot one more time. And I'm just like, yeah, yep. Like, I couldn't agree more. And that speech just fired me the fuck up. And I was like, yeah, I get it. And shout out Jake Shane being a protege of that, because that's just awesome. Elliot Grange seems like the man. I'm on the Elliot Grange train now, because that speech fired me the fuck up. Because he was like a mysterious one, right? And he still is. But you only ever saw him sometimes in Sophia's TikToks, and then you saw him in articles because he was the owner of 10K Projects. But that speech right there, I was like, it fired me the fuck up. I was like, yep, this guy, I'm bought in. I'm buying Elliot Grange stock. I'm here for it. So shout out to that. Elliot, would love to interview one day. Just had to throw that out there. But on to our segments, our check-in, check-out. What are we checking in? What are we checking out? What are we liking? What are we not? But for my first one, my check-in. What am I checking in right now? It is Netflix documentaries. Because I remember I had a gripe with this. I don't remember if I had said it on the podcast or not, but Netflix documentaries fell off for a while. They did. Like, obviously, as a streamer and a production, like, there was no one ever, literally ever, doing it like Netflix. Nobody in the documentary game even came like 1,000 miles close to what Netflix was doing in that world. And they were just slap after slap after slap after slap, like nonstop. And then kind of fell off for a little bit, at least to me. Like, I would go through some documentaries and I'd be like, this one wasn't it. Didn't give me the same vibe. The last two, man, crazy. One was about a family where this Irish guy started dating his live-in nanny, and then they got married, and then fast forward, her and her dad ended up killing him, and no one knows why. And it was a back and forth as to like who really was in the wrong, where they were pinning the kids basically, which, God, I feel bad for those kids, but pinning the kids against both in court, all this type of stuff. And it was the craziest thing ever. I still don't know like who to believe, because there was he abused her and he did it before, and he did it to his other wife, and then the other wife's parents were like, no, he didn't. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And that the wife that killed him was like weird as hell, but like, and then tried to coerce the kids into saying stuff, but then it came out that they were coerced. I don't know. It was the craziest thing. I still don't know like who to believe. Banger documentary. And then 2 days ago, Netflix finally dropped because they have a series called American Manhunt, which is mostly like a documentary based on like terror incidents or like really big time shit. And they released the Osama bin Laden one. And this shit went so hard because there's been obviously documentaries and stories told about Osama bin Laden, 9/11, etc. But this was from the point of view of the people that were tracking him and like the intel officers trying to find him. And usually I don't think I've ever seen a documentary or an interview from that point of view. And it was crazy. And it just showed like, you know, the footage in the background of like when the planes hit the towers, and, you know, Bush was reading books to elementary school kids at the time, and just like all this and that, and then what it took to actually go in and find him. And then he was off the map for 10 years. And then Obama was just like, fuck this. Like, then they found, you know, this person who then found a courier, and then the courier led them to where the house. It was the craziest thing ever. And then obviously like the ending mission of them actually going in was just like, it was a literal movie. It was a literal movie. It was crazy. How like they pulled it off is just crazy to me. And just like, just the compartmentalization from those like SEAL Team 6 people. And it was insane. Like 1,000 out of 10 documentary. Definitely recommend to go watch that because it was insane. And Obama was done playing. He's like, I don't care. We're doing this. So checking in his fucking Netflix documentary. You guys got it. And funny enough, okay, this is on me. I didn't find a checkout right now. I really didn't. Like, I didn't find something at the moment where I'm like, you got to check out. You've been here, you've been doing it, and you've been acting up for too long. So I haven't found that, if I'm being completely honest. So I don't have a checkout for this week. I only got to check in, and I know that's on me. And next week we'll have a checkout for sure, but I don't have one. And maybe that's some good news. But next is my no wake up call. Who's been, you know, asleep too long? Who's got to get it the fuck together? That would be hotels and Airbnbs, my friend. I get it. I know inflation's a thing. I know prices are rising. I know that they've never been quote unquote cheap, but hotels and Airbnb, man, you guys got to get it the fuck together. Like, you can't stay anywhere anymore unless you're fucking banking money. Like, I know there's like, you know, tactics to this shit that you could find the best stuff, but I'm like, for a regular dude that like doesn't really want to go into that much work, wants to find a pretty cool place to stay in a pretty cool place, and like you're staring down like $1,400 for like 2 nights at like relatively random places is crazy to me. And again, don't get me wrong, I want to be able to stay at the St. Regis and, you know, Four Seasons, but I'm not even talking about those places. I'm just talking like, for instance, like we've luckily been there once, but the Hilton in Santa Barbara, nice ass hotel. We wanted to go up there for a weekend, and like you're looking at like $700 a night minimum for a regular room. I'm not talking about suite with fucking patio, fucking beach. I'm talking about just regular room, $700. A Hilton. Hiltons are nice hotels. I'm not saying they're not. They're really nice. But like, you'd think we're staying at like the Amman Resorts or IHG or like, bro, we're talking about a Hilton. Like, goddamn. So, you know, the no wake up call this week goes up to hotels and Airbnb. Like, you guys got to get the fuck together because I'm trying to go places and it costs money and I'm not camping. Won't be me. So y'all got to get that shit together. But we'll figure it out as we go on. But as always, you know, we're wrapping up here. It's getting, you know, Knicks game just started. We're actually about to turn that on right now. Shout out Knicks. Fuck Boston. So we're about to go watch that. It's Friday. About to have a good weekend. But per usual, always appreciate whoever wants to tune in and watch these. They're going to get better as time goes on. They're going to get more structured. Hopefully at some point on, I'll get some more help to be able to, you know, add to the creative process of it. But, you know, whether it's 1, 10, 100, however many people are, you know, actually will watch this, always appreciate it. And this is just the beginning. So we're about to check out. And until next time, peace.
Yeah.